my name is Netnor Zubaida binti Ghazali. Today, I would like to talk about the background of the entrepreneur and the company. Ms. Najiha binti Abdul Halim is the founder of the NJH Enterprise. Ms. Najiha now is a master's student at the University Kebangsaan Malaysia. NJH Enterprise is located at Kuala Nerang, Kedah. The product that Ms. Najiha sells is takoyaki frozen by Takoyaki Express. The reason why Ms. Najiha has an interest in this business world is because she is studying an entrepreneurial subject at university. So in 2018, she started to open her own business by becoming an agent for Stockist Takoyaki Express Pulau Pinang while she's still a student. After seeing the potential in this business, she started to become as a stockist at Kedah. She also has some agents under her company in the Kedah area.
Hi, today I will present about one type of business in strategic entrepreneurship, which is frozen food. The definition of frozen food: the food that has been subject to rapid freezing and is kept frozen until used. Frozen food is a rapidly expanding market as of early 2020, according to Food Industry Executive. This news makes a business plan more necessary than ever to make sure the market is available for your frozen food items. Whether you plan to sell frozen food locally or transport it to grocery stores across the country, a business plan also helps you determine how much money you need to build your business until it becomes profitable. The question is frozen food business profitable? Starting a frozen food business in a city is more profitable. The demand for such food items would be more in urban areas because of the hectic, fast-paced lifestyle and time constraints. Hence, there is reduced food wastage with frozen items. The benefit of frozen food: generally, frozen foods retain their vitamins and minerals, and there is no change to the carbohydrate, protein, or fat content. In some cases, frozen food have more vitamins and minerals compared to fresh because fresh food lost vitamin and mineral over time while freezing. Preserve nutrient. Therefore, choosing frozen food gives you flexibility over your mealtime. Your favorite dish will keep in the freezer until you are ready to eat. This means you can keep the kitchen stocked with food without worrying that it will go off and be waste. And it won't matter if your plans change or you are not feeling very hungry one day. Effective frozen food disrupt strategy for your business. Social media isn't just for connecting and engaging with customers. You could also use these platforms as venues to showcase and sell your product. For example, Facebook and Telegram. This platform lets you create a shop within your page or profile. When you post about your product, you could conveniently tag them. If someone click the tag, they will be directly to the product page where they could purchase the product.
Hello everyone, so for my part, I am going to present about business process. NJH Enterprise was developed in 2018 by Mrs. Najiha binti Abdul Halim. The first product that was sold at that time is Takoyaki Express, which is a frozen product that was located in Jeli, Kelantan. The first step that she has made is by becoming an agent of Takoyaki Express to be sold in Kedah area. But since at that time there is no stockist under Kedah area, so she decided to be under Penang stockist. After several months by becoming an agent of Takoyaki Express, she has seen a lot of potential in Kedah area to make her market more bigger and faster. So she decided to make a large investment by becoming a stockist. Well, she has invested about RM1,000 to become a stockist. And after she became a stockist, she has decided to recruit an agent or dropship to make her market more bigger. During the time she becoming a stockist, she has used a lot of online advertisement and also online social network, which is Facebook or Instagram, to attract more customer and to increase the number of customer for her business. And she has decided to make a franchise system in 2021. So she has made a cooperation between one restaurant that is located in Kuala Nerang to make her franchise there. By becoming an agent of Takoyaki Express, she has made an investment about around 240 ringgit, where it is the rule to become an agent. And with the price, she will get around 20 per pack, and she will get 20 pack of Takoyaki Express. And it will sell with the price of
strategy from early until now. For the first 6 months in the business, she made delivery by cash on delivery (COD). The second, she opened store on a small circle. The store opened from 6 p.m. to 11 p.m. Third, she made a variant of menu and price for customer to select. But in the first 6 months, her business was unstable because she don't know how to do business successfully. After 6 months in the business, she has a new strategy for her business. First, she attend a business class to increase knowledge about the business, such as how to target customer, how to sell, how to record sale. Second, she learned from previous experience, such as how to customer behavior, how to customer respond, how to customer view. Third, she expand the business by getting agent and dropship. After she has agent and dropship, she got agent and dropship such as send motivation every day, create a group like a WhatsApp group, give reward every month such as birthday reward, the best agent reward, best dropship reward. Fourth, she made advertisement regarding businesses as advertising looking for agent and dropship, advertisement regarding for difference between Takoyaki Express and other. Lastly, she take a reservation for events such as birthday party, annual baggages. After a year, her business is getting better because she already know how to do business successfully. She still uses strategy until now and added a new strategy. For next year, she has a new strategy which is to add more store in Kedah and many more strategy.
Hi, I'm Norina Ismail. I will continue with the type of the budget and the budget purpose. So we choose 3 type of budget, which is My Kasih Capital Program, SME Digitization Grant Scam, and Tekunita. So we take a look first at My Kasih Capital Program. This program is to enable women to earn income from home. Through this program, assistance in the form of basic business capital will be provided in addition to guidance and training to undertake online business. So this program really help the entrepreneur, especially for women, to build a confidence to joining any type of business with starting being a dropship or stockist. So our entrepreneur, Ms. Najiha, start business Takoyaki Express with being a stockist, and now she become an agent for this business in Kedah, and she have their own dropship managed by her. Next, SME Digitization Grant Scam. For 2022, the total funding for this scam has been increased to 200 million ringgit to 50 million ringgit, dedicated toward Bumiputra micro entrepreneur in rural area. The Malaysia Communication and Multimedia Commission will also transform 600 Keluarga Digital Economy Centre into one-stop centre to guide micro entrepreneur in using digital technology. So Miss Najiha using any type of digital technology to selling their Takoyaki Express, and by selling online, she keep promoting her takoyaki with uploading the photo of takoyaki in social media like Facebook, Instagram, and so on. So using the media help the customer knowing about takoyaki fastly, and if they want to make an order easily. Last is Tekunita. Government will allocate 5 million ringgit to Women Leadership Foundation to boost women participation in the economic sector. The total of 230 million in funding will be provided to support women entrepreneurs for those affected by COVID-19 as well as to expand their business activity. So previous pandemic, which is COVID-19, have give a big impact to business industry, especially for dropship and agent, because the demand and sale of the product decreased dramatically. So with this treatment really help the business industry, such as from dropship, agent and so on, to start their business again. So Ms. Najiha agree that this statement really helped her because as a student we must use a lot of money, so it really helped to continue for their business.
Now I will present a suggestion on how entrepreneurs developing their business based on the budget. Budget can be defined as an essential part of a business plan, and it is necessary for starting a business. It plays an important role in determining your startup and operating costs. At the end of October 2021, the government has presented the budget for year 2022, which is there are several government incentives that are available for entrepreneurs in Malaysia. For example, in budget 2022, presented that 150 million ringgit Malaysia would be provided for young entrepreneurs under Bank Simpanan Malaysia. This incentive can helping young entrepreneurs expand their business, which is they can use the incentive for fixed all costs such as rent, insurance, utilities, and more. Besides that, in budget 2022, government has allocated 230 million ringgit Malaysia financing fund assist women entrepreneurs affected by pandemic COVID-19. My suggestion is with this budget, they can use for increase their business capacity. At the same time, this will be able to help them financially, especially related to production or purchase of the product in their business as well. Last but not least, based on the budget that provided, they can attend any classes or program to improve their skill in the field of entrepreneurship so that they will be able to develop their business in the future.
Assalamualaikum dan salam sejahtera kepada semua yang ada di sini dan yang dihormatilah kepada Encik Nurul Najiha kerana sudilah nak ucapkan ribuan terima kasih kerana sudi luangkan masa untuk sama-sama untuk join kita punya interview secara online ni pada hari ini. Jadi tanpa buang masa lah, orang kata tak kenal maka tak cinta kan. Saya nak minta Encik Nurul Najiha lah memperkenalkan diri ni. Boleh ceritakan sikit latar belakang, diri, nama, umur, status sekarang adalah seorang student atau bekerja, dan ceritakan sikit Encik Najiha punya latar belakang perniagaan lah, jenis perniagaan yang dijalankan, permulaan perniagaan dan bagaimanlah Cik Najiha kalangan hangat menjalankan bisnes ni. Boleh Cik Najiha terangkanlah.
Oh, okay. Banyak soalan. First, nama diberi Nurul Najiha binti Abdul Halim. Umur 23 tahun tahun ni. Terus apa tadi? Jenis perniagaan food F&B, makanan-makanan. Status untuk sekarang masih student. Student sambil buat bisnes. Student dulu waktu degree, waktu ijazah dulu, ada satu subjek macam ni lah, subjek entrepreneurship waktu tu. So kita kena waktu kelas tu kita kena berniaga waktu tu. Tapi waktu dulu kita tak waktu jihad dulu, dia tak ada terangkan fully apa macam mana kita nak berniaga, macam mana kita hanya tahu entrepreneurship tu berniaga. So kita tak ada satu macam ilmu yang betul-betul untuk berniaga. So waktu tu dia mula dengan jual dadih. Kita buat semata untuk dapatkan result, untuk dapatkan A untuk dalam entrepreneurship. Tapi Alhamdulillah lepas subjek entrepreneurship tu, tapi kita rasa macam kosong. So kita macam waktu tu jual dadih, nasib baik classmate je yang support. Dia tak tahu macam mana nak pasarkan produk tu, dia tak tahu kat mana nak pasarkan, kat mana nak target customer, dia tak tahu. So target dia classmate je yang banyak tolong. Waktu tu 100 bekas sahaja. Paling low lah dalam kelas tu. Memang paling last. Paling last ranking. So memang tak gerak kat situ, dari situlah kita start masuk sekarang jual takoyaki express. Dari situ lah start kenal produk ni dari stokis Pulau Pinang. Waktu tu stokis Kedah tak ada lagi. So kita ambil dekat stokis Pulau Pinang. Kita rasa dulu produk dia, lepas tu macam produk ni ada potensi. Macam tu lah.
Okay tu guys.
Hai, Assalamualaikum Cik Najihah. So soalan pertama saya, Cik Najihah masih lagi bergelar sebagai seorang pelajar master sekarang kan? So boleh tak Cik Najihah share sikit macam mana Cik Najihah membahagikan masa antara perniagaan dan pembelajaran?
Start kelas, start kelas, first kita waktu dekat UKM boleh pilih kelas. Pilih kelas tu waktu bila kita nak. So Jiha akan pilih jadual semua waktu pagi. Tapi kalau belah petang tu macam kita tak dapat elakkan. Lah ada satu hari tu hari Isnin penuh dari pagi sampai petang. So waktu tu memang kita kena cuti lah. Kita tak boleh nak pergi COD, kita tak boleh nak pergi ni, kita kena fokus je. Kalau hari Selasa dan seterusnya kan kelas pagi. Petang tu kita start COD, malam tu kita start malam start buka gerai. Jiha ada buka gerai untuk takoyaki ni. Gerai tu dari pukul 6 petang sampailah pukul 11. Kira-kira semua sampai pukul 11 lah, 11 malam. So balik daripada gerai tu kemas-kemas semua study pula malam tu. Kalau tak study buat assignment. Macam tu je lah. Penat sebab kita punya level pun dah lain kan. So nak kena bersaing dengan budak-budak lain juga, tapi kita kena maintain dalam bisnes juga. Ambil masa nak jugalah kat situ.
Okay, terima kasih. Sebab cara Cik Najihah pun macam menarik juga sebab ada dalam kalangan kita orang pun student at the same time berniaga juga and nak komitmen, nak fokus terhadap bisnes, study, nak dapat grade bagus tu memang susah lah. So menarik juga Cik Najihah.
Jangan siapa yang buat jugalah macam Jiha jadi student dengan bisnes juga, jangan give up. Jangan rasa benda tu aku study tapi aku nak buat bisnes. Nanti dia makan macam takut efek. So jangan rasa macam tu pun. Keep going. Yang tu je lah untuk pesanan.
Itulah, saya setuju. Okay, soalan kedua saya. Masa macam yang Cik Najihah cakap, masa Cik Najihah nak mula bisnes tu memang Cik Najihah memang tak tahu apa-apa kan. Tak tahu macam nak start bisnes dengan betul semua. So apa langkah pertama yang Cik Najihah ambil untuk memang nak mulakan bisnes tu lah?
First langkah waktu tu 6 bulan berkecimpung dengan takoyaki. Still slow jugalah sales kan sebab kita tak tahu apa-apa. Lepas daripada 6 bulan tu nampak satu iklan Hasbro Brothers kot tak silap. Masuk kelas tu kita belajar macam mana kita nak target customer, macam mana kita nak buat sales, macam mana kita nak recordkan. Dari situlah start kelas ilmu tu baru kita tahu, baru boleh buat sales. Tahun depan tu dia boleh lah tahulah sikit-sikit. Lepas tu kita daripada selain daripada pergi kelas ilmu tu, kita belajar dari pengalaman kita juga. Kita tengok macam mana customer behaviour. Dia macam mana dia reply kita, macam mana dia dia punya persepsi, macam-macam lagi lah. Tengok dari situlah macam mana kita nak target dia. Yang tu lah.
So kira memang ambil kelas tu penting sebab memang dalam kita orang punya, kalau nak belajar bisnes pun memang penting lah untuk ambil kelas sebab nak tambah ilmu kan.
Betul.
Dengan tengok feedback pelanggan. Sebab kalau
feedback pelanggan kan. Yang tu pun makan ni juga.
Penting kan. Okay, soalan ketiga. Cik Najihah sekarang ni ada ejen di bawah?
Ada ejen dengan dropship.
Okay. So kalau yang kita tahu ejen dengan dropship ni kalau dalam bisnes kadang diorang tak tahan lama pun dengan kita. Kadang sekejap, kadang lama. Kalau lama tu insya-Allah lah. So macam mana Cik Najihah nak kawal situasi tu? Macam mana Cik Najihah jaga ejen Cik Najihah sendiri?
Satu buat group. Group tu satu group WhatsApp lah selalunya. Kita kena motivate, contohnya hantar setiap hari hantar motivation quote. Tu satu. Lepas tu kadang kita kena catch up dengan depa punya sales. Tengok kadang ejen ataupun dropship ni dia tak perasan pun sales dia kan tak record. So dia tak perasan langsung dia punya sales banyak mana. So kita lah kena buat, kita kena tunjukkan dia punya ni, dia dah jauh dah pergi. Dah boleh ni. Sebenarnya lepas tu selain tu kalau biasanya hujung bulan kita akan bagi reward. Tak kira lah reward duit ke reward apa-apa saja untuk bagi diorang happy. Tapi kadang saya reward tu macam ada satu ni je buat bagi hadiah untuk birthday. Yang tu lah. Tapi lepas tu dah lama ni dah stop ni nak kena start balik. Yang tu je lah untuk kita untuk kita jaga kita punya agent dengan dropship. Kalau yang tak lama tu kita tak boleh nak buat apa lah. Kita tak boleh nak sedih ke apa, memang tak boleh nak push dia. Dia pun manusia, dia pun nak ada gaji tetap juga kan. Yang tu je lah.
Okey, terima kasih Cik Najhah. Yang tu je soalan daripada saya. Saya akan bagi balik kepada Zai.
Okay, terima kasih Cik Fika di atas persoalan tu. Jadi saya akan bertanya pula beberapa soalan berkenaan bajet 22 lah. Okay, yang pertama saya akan explain kan. Saya akan explain pasal permohonan MyKasih Capital modal berniaga untuk wanita sebanyak RM1,000. Program bantuan MyKasih Capital ni merupakan salah satu inisiatif tambahan kerajaan yang diumumkan oleh kita punya Perdana Menteri Tan Sri Muhyiddin Yassin yang dilancarkan sempena sambutan Hari Wanita. Dalam pembentakan bajet 2022 ni sebanyak RM5 juta diperuntukkan untuk melaksanakan program MyKasih Capital untuk menggalakkan wanita menjana pendapatan daripada rumah. Inisiatif ini merupakan bantuan asas modal perniagaan yang akan diberikan di samping program bimbingan bagi menggalakkan perniagaan secara dalam talian. Jadi Cik Najhah sebagai seorang wanita yang bergelar usahawan, apakah pendapat Cik Najhah berkenaan perkara ini? Adakah sedikit sebanyak perkara ini membantu Cik Najhah dan juga wanita-wanita di luar sana yang ingin memulakan perniagaan seperti Cik Najhah? Boleh terangkan sikit Cik Najhah punya pendapat lah.
Okey. Pendapat berdasarkan apa yang Zahimah yang baca, dia punya ni sangat membantu, seriously sangat membantu lah untuk yang perempuan punya. Tapi kalau ikut yang Jah tak dapat lagi untuk ni, hanya bantuan GKP. Yang tu dapat lah. Lepas tu seterusnya tak dapat dah. Tapi for those yang nak mula berniaga small business sangat membantu. Even kan dapat 1,000 kan, ada dapat 500. Even nampak je kecil tapi sangat membantu. Contohnya kalau nak cover cost, nak cover macam-macam lah. Kadang ada hutang nak kena bayar, kadang nak kena restock, alamak tak cukup ni, nak cover sales kan. Sangat membantu lah benda-benda bantuan tu, tiga-tiga tu kan. Tapi terima kasih bagi tahu pasal yang wanita dengan ada lagi satu tu tak try lagi tahu, tapi terima kasih bagi tahu.
Sebagai penutup saya fokuskan kepada Cik Nur Syafiqah lah untuk bertanyakan soalan penutup.
Okey, untuk penutup. Tapi saya ada satu soalan lagi sebenarnya sebelum penutup.
Okey.
Saya macam Cik Najhah ada kios takoyaki kan?
Betul.
Ada pekerja ke?
Belum lagi. Kita belum lagi ada pekerja. InsyaAllah pertengahan tahun depan kita nak stablekan kita punya sales dulu. Sebab saya pun start petang sampai malam, berapa je boleh ni kan. Tapi insyaAllah lah, insyaAllah.
Okey, kalau dalam bajet 2022 kan, dia ada bagi tahu kalau macam peniaga macam kita ada macam gerai ke, kios ke, kedai ke, kalau kita nak ambil pekerja daripada keluarga Malaysia yang tidak aktif, maknanya keluarga yang macam kehilangan pekerja daripada PKP ke apa ke, kerajaan akan berikan majikan insentif 30 hingga 40% daripada gaji pekerja kita. And kalau kita ambil pekerja daripada golongan OKU ataupun wanita yang berumur 35 tahun ke atas, majikan akan dapat insentif 40%. So bagi pendapat Cik Najhah lah, yang tu membantu tak sedikit?
Yang ni semuanya yang kerajaan Sagas, kerajaan utara kan sangat membantu. Contohnya ada, walaupun Jah tak share lagi pasal pekerja tu, mostly yang minta kerja semuanya 30 ke atas, 40 ke atas. Tapi even kalau ada OKU nak minta datang kerja pun Jah boleh terima. Tak kisahlah dia ada apa insentif tu kan. Tapi kadang kita kesian juga, kita nak tolong orang-orang begini, orang-orang yang hilang kerja. Yang tu je lah. Okey,
terima kasih. Okey, untuk soalan penutup, boleh tak Cik Najhah share sikit perkembangan untuk masa-masa akan datang yang Cik Najhah akan buat? Dari segi membantu ejen yang sedia ada ke, ataupun Cik Najhah terfikir untuk penambahan kios?
Planning planning ada untuk tahun depan punya planning. Kita kena tolong ejen jugalah. Ejen dropship, ingatkan untuk buat mereka punya sales lagi tinggi, nak buat iklan untuk mereka. Macam buat satu link, kita direct terus macam pergi ke ejen Kedah, ejen Perlis, Perak, Penang, macam tu lah. Yang tu satu. bagi orang-orang yang nak jadi ejen masuk ke bawah depa. Tu dengan kios dalam perjalanan insya-Allah. Ingat nak tambah juga area-area seluruh Kedah. Nak besarkanlah dia lagi, nak kembangkan lagi Takoyaki Express ni. Dua tu je lah, satu iklan, satu tambah kios ataupun stall lah. Yang kios dengan stall ni kita tak cari ejen ke apa. Tapi kalau nak ada orang nak masuk pun boleh, cuma lebih utamakan pada cari pekerja. Yang tu je lah.
Okey, terima kasih Cik Najihah. Semoga perniagaan Cik Najihah berjalan dengan lancar. Okey, itu sahaja daripada kami untuk online interview pada hari ini. Terima kasih kepada Cik Najihah kerana sudi meluangkan masa petang-petang macam ni, mesti sibuk kan.